Okay.
So which route are you thinking you'd want to go?
Probably Cosmo.
Okay. That's, like I said, what most people here do. I do have those other programs, but like I said, having everything under your belt just gives you a lot more possibility in your life. Now, if we are looking at a full-time program for Cause, how quickly do you think you'd want to get started?
Well, the kids start school next week, so...
Oh, they haven't started yet?
No.
Lucky, they get a longer summer.
They do. Well, our district's kind of fooling around with start dates.
Yeah.
And kind of just seeing what works. And then after 3 years of doing different starts, they're going to let everybody choose, like make a vote.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of nice that they'll do that, but it's kind of strange that they're not making that decision themselves. Now, I just noticed you live in Tip City.
Right.
We have a couple locations that are closer to you. We've got a Huber Heights location, actually, which would probably be about a 10, 15-minute drive. Would you be more interested in looking at a closer location?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I do work at the Huber Heights location, and I can give you the pricing there. It's actually a lower cost because we have the Spa Institute here, so you get a lot more knowledge in the aesthetics. You're still going to learn aesthetics there, but you get a lot more here, and you get a lot more products here because we've got the facilities for more services, but with that comes a higher cost. Now,
so explain that again. What would I be missing if I went there?
You're not missing anything. You just get more on the skincare side here because we have our aesthetics, our Spa Institute here.
So it's a lower cost there, but you get more training here.
Yeah.
More
skincare training.
More
here.
Just skincare.
Yeah.
Like, what do you have here that's not there?
We teach you everything there, but you don't have as many guests there to do it, and we don't keep the products there to do it. We keep them here, just transfer them over there when you do your learning. But you'll learn hot stone relaxation massage, regular relaxation massage, exfoliation treatments, mud treatments, just a bunch of body treatments that we don't really have the facilities for there, and we don't have the client need for there. They get a lot more of it down here.
Okay. So, Kettering. Okay. Got it.
And like I said, you'll still learn it up there. You just don't get as much hands-on experience with it there.
Okay.
Now, do you want to look at the pricing for Huber?
Sure.
Okay. The Huber cost, and you said you're probably looking at the management route, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The Huber cost for the management program is $17,170. And that covers everything start to finish, all of your tuition, all of your textbooks, all the supplies you need while you're in school. Now, like I said, you have your bachelor's, so we are not able to get you any grants, so we could put your balance on a student loan. Now, we have a $200 registration fee and down payment. We have $100 for registration, $100 down. So we'll need $200 up front. Then we could put $16,970 on a student loan for you. And same thing with your previous student loans. That is no payments while you're in school, no payments for 6 months after school. Then you have 10 years to pay that off. We do have another option if you do not want to go the route of a student loan. I know you've had some in the past. You may or may not want to take more. We do have a monthly payment option, which is an awful option, and no one ever takes it. But my job is to give you as much information as possible, so I always break out these numbers for you anyway. Let me make sure I got that correct. Okay. This right here is going to go home with you, and it's got the pricing listed for it. Actually, let me give you some start dates here as well. Oh, what is my next full-time start date? Let me look that up. I can't recall off the top of my head.
Is it different from here to there?
Yes, it is.
Can you tell me both?
Huh?
Can you tell me both?
Mm-hmm. For Huber, I'm starting 9/3/13, so 1 week after your kids get back to school. We also have a 9/24 start. And then here, I'll load those up as well. We have 9/10.
9/10 for Kettering.
And also October 1st.
Okay.
And those are marked on here for you.
Okay.
Now, I only did the Huber cost. I'll mark Kettering cost down here.
For the cost program?
Mm-hmm.
You told me 18,210.
Yeah, I'm going to mark it on here as well.
okay.
Because I've got the Huber Heights pricing
Okay.
on here, and I want to have both showing on this form that's going home with you. Okay, this right here will go home with you, and that's going to have the information. Now we're looking at the 1,800-hour managing program. Full-time start dates for Huber, I've got September 3rd, 2013 and September 24th, 2013. For Kettering, I've got September 10th and October 1st, 2013. Now down here, like I said, I've got both pricing listed for you. The Huber Heights pricing is $17,170. That includes a $100 registration, $15,225 on your tuition, $18,455 on your tools and tech. So again, $17,170. Now, since we're not able to get you grants with that bachelor's, we have that $100 registration fee, $100 down, totals $200 due up front, and the rest of the balance would be $16,970 put on that student loan. Again, it's no payments in school, no payments for 6 months after school, and you have 10 years to pay that off. There is no prepayment penalty on this loan, so if you pay it off early, you only owe that amount of interest that's gained at that point. Now, $8,000 of this will not be gaining interest in school. That'll be a subsidized loan. The rest of it will be gaining interest, and the unsubsidized loan interest rate is a 6.8%.
Okay.
As of your last date of attendance, all of your loan will be gaining interest at that point, just so you know. If you decide you do not want to go the route of the student loan, we do have the monthly payment option, which, like I said, no one ever really takes, but I give you all the information I have. If you go this monthly payment option, it does require $900 up front. That $100 registration fee is in there, so it's $900 total up front. Then you'd cover $16,270 while you're in school. That's monthly payments of $1,356 per month for 12 months. Now, a few benefits about going this route if you're able is that it's paid in full by the time you graduate, and there's no interest paid at all. So you're just paying off the flat amount of the program, but it is really pricey each month while you're here. No matter which route works best for you, we do take care of the paperwork here in the office. We do not expect you to do any of it on your own because it can be kind of confusing. And if something is qualified for incorrectly, you may not be able to receive all the funding you'll need for your program. So we take care of it here.
So why do you say this is an awful option?
A lot of people don't have $1,400 to pay each month while they're in school. If you have the ability to do it, it's a fantastic option, but I never want people to feel like it's the only option available for them.
0% interest?
Yes, ma'am. And it's paid in full before you graduate.
Okay.
Okay. And then down here, the Kettering price, like we said, $100 registration, $1,650 on tuition, $2,060 on kit, brings a total to $18,210. After the $200 registration and down payment, we would put $18,010 on a student loan, or I forgot to mark the monthly payment.
The loan is different than the monthly payment option.
Yes, ma'am. You can do one or the other.
And the loan, are you paying while you're at school?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
You're not required to make any payments while you're in school or for 6 months after school, then you have 10 years to pay it off at that point. You can make payments on it if you'd like, but you're not required to by any means. Okay, I've kind of squeezed everything down here for Kettering. If you don't want to go the loan option, the monthly payment option is here. Again, $900 down. You'll pay $17,310 while you're in school. That equals $1,442.50 a month. Okay, now this is going to go home with you just because it's a lot and it's a lot of options. So I write it all down and send it home with you so you can figure out what's going to be the best option for you. In order to get your student files started, we'll have you come back for an enrollment appointment after you've made decisions on everything. You'll go to the campus where you want to attend and let us know if you're doing the loan or the monthly payment option. And in order to start your student file, we'll need your high school diploma, your driver's license or photo ID, and the registration fee and down payment of either $200 or $900 depending on the route you want to go.
So if I can't find my diploma? Because I don't even know last time I laid my eyes on that.
What you need to do is contact the Board of Education for the school you graduated from, and you can get their transcripts. They should be able to print those out for you, no problem. And we just need to show that you did graduate. It does not necessarily have to be an official transcript. We prefer it, but sometimes those are a nightmare to come by. So you can contact the Board of Education and see what kind of transcript they can get you showing your graduation date from high school.
And the $200. All right.
Okay.
Does it matter what form that comes in?
Nope, cash, check, or credit is totally fine.
Okay.
Now, if you decide to do a monthly payment while you're in school, that monthly payment does need to be cash, check, or we'll take a money order. We can't put credit payments towards your tuition because if you do leave the program, if there is a balance that has to go back to you, it's really hard to get that back from a credit card company. So if you do the monthly payment option, that has to be cash, check, or money order.
Monthly payment, cash, check, or money order. Okay.
This is going to go home with you. I don't make anyone sign this just because it's for information, not for obligation. And if you make me sign something with a whole bunch of finances written on it, I kind of feel like it's an obligation. So this goes home with you for your, your information, just to keep everything straight so you can figure out what you want to do. Now I know you've got a list of questions for me, so what can I help you with?
Like how much time would be in the classroom?
During the junior portion, which would be the first 10 weeks, almost all of it.
First 10 weeks?
That's the junior classroom time where you're learning the basics behind everything. Now, classroom time doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be sitting at a desk taking notes and reading and listening to lectures. A lot of our classroom time is also hands-on work with your classmates and mannequins. And as a junior, we will take you out of the classroom about once every other week to work on the student salon floor, just to kind of, dip your toes in that atmosphere before you're out there every single day as a senior. But during the first 10 weeks, it's mostly classroom time. After that, it's mostly in the student salon floor. You will have classroom time every Saturday morning as a senior, but after that, you're mostly out on the floor for the day, and during the week, you're mostly out on the floor as well.
Working on
guests, you can have family and friends come in and request you. If you do not have a request, we do have a student list, and we have walk-ins that come in, and if they don't have an appointment, they just take whoever's next on the list. We do encourage students to get out there and tell family and friends and random people at the grocery store where you are and what you're doing. We encourage you to market yourself because once you get out in the salon, marketing is key to your income. But if you don't have someone coming in, that doesn't mean you're not going to have a guest. We will have a list that you can take the next guest when you come in line.
So what's a student list?
It's just a list of all of our students at the front desk. So when someone walks in, if they don't have an appointment, the next student on the list is who they're going to get for their service.
Okay. I thought you meant students get services.
They can if they'd like, but you've got to have a whole lot of your paperwork and practicals done for the week. It's not like you just come in every day and get your hair done. Contrary to their beliefs.
Okay, so you work on clients, and the students next on the list gets that client?
That's correct.
And who else do you work on?
If you have family or friends, or if you have people who request you, they can come in and request you.
Okay. Is there a limit to how many people you can work on in a day?
Not necessarily. I mean, if you have 10 people coming in, you've got to make sure that there's enough time to complete their services. You'll know how long it takes you, and we'll know how long it takes you to complete a haircut or hair color or highlight. We're not going to let you book yourself, 10 highlights in a day because that's not going to happen. But if you have 5 people that come in and want a haircut and you've got the ability to get it done, that's fine. If you have one person who comes in and wants a highlight, that's fine. Whatever you've got the time for, whatever works out with the schedule, we can do.
So let's say there's 6 students out there, and one student has scheduled, 2 friends and a family member and a client. 2 clients ask for her. She's going to get all 5 of those clients?
Not necessarily. The people who come in will, if she has 3 people booked for an appointment at the same time, then
well, no,
that's wrong. That wouldn't have happened anyway.
Right.
But if she has an appointment booked at 11 and a client walks in and requests her, she's busy. The client can either wait, or the client can schedule with someone else, or can schedule for the next day with an appointment with that person. We're not going to bombard a person with 5 people at the same time, but if someone comes in and then someone comes in and requests and they've got the ability to wait, then yeah, we'll work that way.
So you could call and say, I want to work with Melanie today, or on Tuesday. Can you fit me in?
Yep, you can schedule an appointment. Now when we have our guests schedule appointments, we do inform them they are scheduling for the chair, not for the person, because we can't force you to be here every single day. We would hope that if someone, a client says, I want you to do my hair on this day at this time, we would hope you'd be responsible enough to show up that day.
Right.
But, the fact of the matter is this isn't work, so people don't always show up.
Okay.
In that situation, you're probably going to have an upset client, but they will be referred to someone else, or they can book again the next day for hopefully when you would be there.
Okay.
Okay?
How many people are in a class?
I think 12 to 15 students per junior class. My junior class has kind of a revolving door. As they hit each new section of learning, we add new juniors in. So when they hit hair cutting, new people come in. Hair color, new people come in. Skincare, new people, and also nails. So as people are graduating out to the floor, new juniors are starting in as well.
Okay.
But I keep about 12 to 15 back there, so you get a lot of one-on-one time with your instructor.
And is that true of part-time or full-time?
Absolutely. Part-time tends to be smaller classes, actually, just because most people want to get in and out as quickly as possible. But like I said, the maximum is about 12 to 15, regardless of days or nights.
And what about the educators? What's their qualifications? How long have they been here? What are they like?
All of them are older than me and have been doing this for a very long time. They're all trained through BioElements, who's our skincare company, OPI. We work with the My Lady Standard Education System, and they're all, definitely trained in that. In order to be an instructor, you have to have a managing cosmetology license. And in order to keep your managing cosmetology license active, you have to do 8 continuing education hours every year, every time you renew, which is every 2 years. In order to have your instructor's license active, you also have to do an additional 8 educating hours of additional classes every time you renew. So they're getting 16 hours of continuing education every time they have to renew their program or renew their license. And actually, several of them just came back from a conference in Vegas where they got a whole lot of new techniques. We keep them very up to date on educating techniques, but they've also been doing this for a very, very long time.
So they worked at this location, or
not necessarily this location, but actually, you know what? No, Parsons came from Huber. Boehm's been here for 15 years with Kettering. We just moved into this building about 3 or 4 years ago, but we were down the sidewalk, and before then we were across the street. But she's been here for about 15 years. I don't remember when Kierstead started, but she's been here the whole time. Burke's been here since the dawn of time too. So they've all been with Kettering for an extended period of time.
So they get trained through Biolage? What is that?
BioElements. That's our skincare company. Schwarzkopf is our hair care products. OPI is our nail care products. And they are all trained through those systems, as well as My Lady Education System, who is our textbook company.
Okay. And is there any online learning that you can do?
There is not, no.
Okay.
This is a hands-on community, hands-on industry, and you can sit and read about haircuts forever, but who knows if you actually know how to do them unless you're out and doing it. So we don't offer any online education. It's all hands-on and classroom time.
Do the students have laptops or tablets?
They don't really need them. We have smart boards, we have projector screens back in the classroom. We do have computers that they have access to, but again, there is nothing online that needs to be done. There's nothing that needs to be done as far as the technology goes, so they're not required by any means.
How do you teach in the classroom? As an educator, I'm just curious what how they do it.
We hit every facet of learning. We understand the majority of our students here are hands-on learners, but not everyone is. So when we hit a new topic, we're going to have everyone sit down in the classroom. We're going to have a lecture on it. We're going to take notes on it. We're going to read about it in the textbook. We're going to do some worksheets in the workbook. We're going to watch a demo so you see someone do it, and then you try it yourself on your classmates or your mannequins. So we have learning for people who learn better with listening or watching or writing or reading or doing it themselves. We hit every facet.
What about the instructor? Do they ever demonstrate?
The instructor demonstrates everything.
So you watch it on DVD, then you watch
You either watch it on DVD or her, sometimes both. But
Okay.
most of the time, we have her do the hands-on in front of you, so you can see, the 360 degrees, see it happening in front of your face instead of just a YouTube video. We will show you some videos, just because there's some cool techniques that, maybe a haircut that someone doesn't want, but the mannequin on the DVD got, so you can watch it that way, but they will hit everything hands-on for you.
Okay. Let's see if I got all my notes. I'm just wondering about how difficult the coursework is. I really don't have any doubt that I'll have to do it, but like math or science with the maybe aesthetics or color.
There is math and science related in all of it. It's not just aesthetics, but it is geared toward cosmetology, and it's not anything that's, insanely difficult. We're not sitting here doing stoichiometry and chemistry. There is color formulations. You have to do ratios, and we work with grams, so you have to do some addition and subtraction, multiplication, division that way, but it's nothing too in-depth. We work with electricity, because we're working with electrical appliances here. You have to know what's going on. We work with anatomy, with facial structures, hand, arm, foot, and leg structures, but it's not as in-depth as a college course in anatomy at Wright State would be.
How do they teach that?
Same way, like I said, in the classroom, sitting and lecturing, reading, writing notes, doing worksheets, that kind of thing.
Well, when you're talking about anatomy of the face and the hands, do you have somebody like sitting there demonstrating, like, just how do they do that?
They show the videos, or they show you, do the worksheets. Like I said, they have it all in front of you.
Okay. Curious. I'm a little nervous about that part. I'm not great at anatomy and physiology.
It's really not. It's not that in-depth. I took anatomy in high school and in college, and then I got to cosmetology. What I did in high school was more in-depth than what I learned in cosmetology. It's just the basics of what you're going to need for this industry. It's not beating anatomy into your skull just for the fun of it. You're working on this facial structure. You need to know what this facial structure is.
Like, do they learn like the bones and the muscles and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't have to name all the bones and muscles. They just have to name, like, the frontal, the temporalis, the mandible. I don't even remember half of it from school, but the structure you're working with. You don't have to know where it connects and what it does, and it's the basics of the structure.
Did you go through cosmetology school?
Mm-hmm.
Up here?
Nope, I was in Toledo at the time.
At Carousel?
No, Carousel is just a Dayton school.
Oh, okay.
That's one thing I like about it, actually, is corporate is downtown. We have 5 campuses, but they're all close by. You don't have us spread all over the country and doing different things with different state rules. And, if you need to talk to someone at corporate, they're 15 minutes up the street. They're not, a 5-hour, 10-hour flight away.
That's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Is, what was I saying? What was I going to ask you? Just where did you go to school?
Toledo Academy of Beauty.
How did it compare to this?
It was nothing compared to this.
Is this nice?
This is one of the most gorgeous schools in the state. And that comes from me, but it also comes from State Board, who's been through the school and we opened it. My school gave me an education, and that's what I'll say about it. I got an education and I got through State Board.
I guess my question then would be, why would I come here as opposed to another beauty school? What would you say?
I mean, it depends on where you're going to be happy. I always encourage students to look at all of the options in the area, which a lot of schools won't do for you because they want you in their door, they want you to be their student. But at the same time, I want you to be my happy student, not my trapped student. Which, like I said, I don't have anyone sign this form. I send you home and let you think about it, let you do your research. I always tell my boss, and it's been my mantra since I started here, I'm not a used car salesman, and I'm not going to force you to be here. I'm going to educate you on why you should be here, in my opinion, but I'm going to let you form your opinion on your own.